August 28th, Saturday night, we'll be playing versus Madonna, a local rival here. And we are giddy about it. It's going to be a great season for us. We finally have an opportunity to kind of put on display what we've been working so hard for. Through all the adversity, all the, everything going on with COVID, the stoppages, spring season, cancellations, weather, the whole shebang. So to get back to a sense of normalcy, and actually get a chance to kind of build those fibers within our program and within our culture so that we can display what we've been working so hard for.
So for me on staff, I've been here for a year and a half. Haven't played a game here yet, so I'm just itching, ready to get out there. The same thing goes for the 2021 class that we brought in. Haven't played a game on our home field yet, so we got our season opener against Madonna, and man, I'm counting down the days until that one.
I think from the players and the coaches' perspective, there's been a lot of sacrifices over the last, 15 plus months, just for our program in general. Coach Mitchell, he's done a ton for our program, brought in great men of character on the coaching staff. We recruit elite student athletes in the classroom and on the field. So to actually have an opportunity to get on the field and actually play ball after training for so long, I just can't wait, man. It's going to be a great time. Well, I think in many things, Lawrence Tech separates themselves. And I think continuing our football program through COVID was one of those things that separated us for the best. We trusted in our protocols, we trusted in the systems and the processes we had in place, and at the end of the day, it actually showed. And when we did have certain situations, we had processes in place where we had them taken care of. You get the best of both worlds. In the classroom, we have some of the best accreditations in our degrees that you can get within the country and even the world. And also on the flip side of it, on the field, we play in the toughest conference within the NAIA. So you get the best of both worlds. You get the best in the classroom from an academic perspective, and you also get the best brand of football and competition from a football perspective.
So we're out with Habitat for Humanity and just trying to help the community as a team and laying sod on this lawn, in this house. It's just a little bonding, getting to know some of the new guys. There's a lot of freshmen here today, so it's good to work together before we start the season.
We've been putting in work. We had a few guys come, a few guys leave, but so far it's looking good. Even though it's not that many kids, I feel like we're getting along pretty well, like the bond, just, the teamwork. Usually what we do at practice and stuff, so it's a better communication skills. Doing this is kind of showing us a new experience for when we want to go and get a house, and we might have to do all of this stuff, call a few people, get the tools, and we have a little bit of experience with yard work. So
Perfect skies out, no sun out, so we working, putting down mulch. Feels good. When you come out and do stuff like this with the team, you always get something back for it. Like this might be the exact same crew might come do something for our stadium one day, so you never know what could happen doing this.
We're building a brand here that's going to be a national championship caliber program, fellas, period. That's what we're building ourselves to do from a win-loss standpoint. We will be national champions someday, fellas, someday very, very soon. So we love the fact that you guys have chosen. You guys could have been at any college today on a camp. You could have been resting today. You might have anything going on with family, but you chose to make that sacrifice to be here. So we're appreciative of that. We're going to get after today. I need you guys to compete. We're having our invite-only camp where we've got about 75 of our top recruits that we've kind of hand-selected amongst our pool. We've invited those young men out tonight. It's a Monday night football theme, so we'll end the camp tonight under the lights. We're going to go through testing. We'll go through typical individual period drills, drill work as well, and then from there we'll get one-on-ones, some 7-on-7, things of that nature also. We have a great mixture of kids from all over the state of Michigan. We have kids from the west side of the state, up in the northern parts of the state of Michigan. We have young men from Indiana, Ohio also, so more so the Midwest region, but we do have a concentration right here in southeastern Michigan.
The biggest thing was to see the way that we coach as a staff. Getting those guys down, got an idea of their recruiting coach and maybe their position coach as well prior to getting down on campus, but to have just LTU coaches working with our LTU current players here as well, I feel like this was the best opportunity, other than coming down to a practice or a game, to see the way that we function as a staff and as a brotherhood, as a football family. So I'd say that was the biggest takeaway.
We got great feedback from the guys that were here. They said it's one of the favorite camps that they've been to all summer, and they've been to over 20. So I think the staff did a great job. I think we were kind of hitting on all cylinders.
I think we did a phenomenal job of putting this together. We started off with a campus tour so the student athletes can get a feel for the campus, see what we have to offer from an academic standpoint, just from a student life standpoint as well. And then we came over here and got after it on the field.
The great thing about these young men about Lawrence Tech is they've shown great interest in who we are as a program. Not just all the glitz and glamour of the recruiting process, but trying to get to know what the school offers, what type of academic criteria we have here, major fields. Of course, the football piece is very, very important for us as well. So they've all shown themselves to be stand-up young men and young people that we think be great fits to be Blue Devils. This is actually my home church. I've been a part of this ministry for 30 years of my life. It's a blessing. I've been a part, and we just purchased a new facility here right at the border of Detroit and Grosse Pointe. So we're trying to do some cleanup, rehab, things of that nature so we can set it up for our services moving forward. We really want to strive to be servant leaders within our program, so whenever there's an opportunity for us to just be a blessing to our community, help out and serve, we want to do that. So this was an opportunity that we had. Recently we've done some things with Habitat for Humanity. This upcoming fall we'll be doing some things with reading to local elementary schools as well. So it's just a great opportunity for us to just give back to our community.
Kind of weed whipping here today, trying to help clean up the grounds at the church. Just helping out in any way we can.
And right now we're just servicing the community, helping out a community church, clearing out the parking lot, emptying a few bits of trash in the back of the school and everything, just cleaning it out.
I think it's a great opportunity when you have a chance to help others, get together and serve. It's also building camaraderie and team chemistry with our young men within the program. Those individuals, we report for camp next week, so this is a great time to kind of sit back and chill and do something that's non-football, because we'll be in the grind in about 6 or 7 days from now.
Well, it's always good to give back. Like people donate for us to try to improve our stadium, improve aspects of LTU, and then it's always good to give back, help out the community with anything that they need.
I think it's good. We got camp starting next week, so this is a chance to get some guys out here kind of intermingling a little bit and building some team bonding, and it's good for the community, so it's kind of like a win-win.
I think it's huge. I say on the recruiting trail all the time that we are a hidden gem, and I'm trying, myself and the rest of our staff at university, trying to remove the word hidden from that gem, because it's a phenomenal university.
Back, we here, man. Shout out 312 Chicago, baby. Let's do it.
Here we go now. Give me 2 flips and a wrist flip. Woo! Let's go. Here we go. My ball. Good. Come on, Devin, behind the line.
Switching your kicker.
Every time, just like that.
Let's go, power, let's go.
Flat back, crouch shot. Push your back through your shot. Here we go, set. Go. Push up that back foot. Good. Power. Good. 10 yards. All the way through. Here we go. Open up. Climb to 80%. Here we go. We ready to play football. Let's get it.
Cartwright, Cunningham, Barnum, Gabriel, Aquinto.
Sorry for stepping on your toes. I would like to put a huddle together.
Play something.
We hit.
Let me get a we hit on 2 and everybody up on Coach Mitchell. We hit on 2. 1, 2.
We hit.
Here we go.
Yes, sir.
New Blues who may not know, make it happen, guys. If you got your laptop in your backpack already, go directly there, go lock in. All right, so we're gonna go from 11:15. Well, I'm sorry, now Say it and mean it. Say it and mean it. 1, 2, move! Go, go. The guys got back together for us to A, get together without masks on, B, be able to be inside in a room together. Back in the spring, we had our first team meeting in the stadium in the bleachers. It was about 20 degrees and snowy, so it was horrible. So this fall's connection was very good.
Keep your face down. You're not flipping your heels. Chest up,
And when we put the pads on, began to, popping pads and doing the things, as we say, real football. And that's when football gets real. Then we also got an opportunity to evaluate what guys can do what, who can do what rather.
After you know you can't slice and make it, get the outside pads so we can get around it and go score.
So we've had 3 controlled practices with referees, 2 having scrimmage elements to it, and they were great. My goal personally was to get our young men to kind of learn how to play football the right way in that controlled environment with, the potential of flags and whistles, things of that nature. So that was great from a football IQ standpoint for the entire program. Things I noticed from scrimmage 1 to scrimmage 2, we cleaned up a lot of things. We're really big on not having unforced errors. We don't want to shoot ourselves in our own foot like that. So we wanted to clean those things up. So from lining up in the neutral zone or jumping off sides, things of that nature. I think we did a great job between our scrimmage on the 15th and then wrapping on the 21st. We've been very intentional this fall training camp for building team camaraderie and bonding. I think probably the highlight of it was our volleyball tournament we had the other day, which was a ton of fun over at downtown Southfield. And we had family scavenger hunt. We've had kind of game nights where we've done things, playing giant-sized Jenga. We had skit night the other night to kind of close out camp, so each group kind of put together a skit. It was kind of a coach's roast, which was really funny, but we blocked out time in camp, so it wasn't just all football. It was opportunities to just kind of grow with one another.
Set. Good, there you go, Chris.
They are super excited. We've got a rally call that's kind of started as we close out camp into this week, and it's simply beat Madonna. That's been our team's greeting in the morning. If they were to say thank you for something, they're going to say beat Madonna. You sneeze instead of saying bless you, beat Madonna. So it's pretty cool, but it's a big game. It's our program's first night game. This is our next opportunity to have our first conference win, which to me is massive. It would be great to start off the season 1-0 and then 1-0 in our conference.
DBU on 2, DBU on 2, 1, 2. DBU. Here we go, stay here, inside run. 20 yards.
Madonna, they're a great program. You kind of track them. There are 2 programs that kind of started right around the same time. We recruit the same young men, rather, in many occasions. So we see them on the recruiting trail quite often. We got great respect for Coach Haygood and his staff there and the young men they have within their program. It'll be a great night. Keys to success. One, again, will be for us to play a clean game. We want to play smart, intelligent football. That's the first thing. I have a saying that I love to go by is great effort erases mistakes. So we're going to make some mistakes, but if we're playing with that fanatical effort and great effort, I think that'll erase a lot of those mistakes. 2, we definitely need to rush the football. We want to outrush our opponent. We want to run the ball, and we definitely want to stop the rush on the other side of the ball there. That's going to be key. And then the special teams is a great element of the game that we take a lot of pride in. So we want to protect the ball, get great field position, flip the field when needed, and possess the ball and take the ball away. Those would be the areas I think that if we do those things, I think we can be successful. Fella, we talked about it earlier, guys, about chasing the lion, going to get it. It's time to go hunt. We got to go hunt right now. We've been working and we're hungry. We got to go hunt right now. It was amazing just to see, our university community come out, our local community come out, family, friends, and to see the house packed with all the white t-shirts. It was really awesome. The support was amazing. I would say after the first or second series, I expected our guys to kind of settle into the game and then get into the groove of what we know we can do. I think we moved the ball well. I was very pleased with that. Late in the second quarter, when we had the pick 6 against us, it was deflating for a moment, but we have a in-game situation, a don't flinch mentality, have a short memory, move on to the next. If something kind of catastrophic happens like that, you got to move on from that as well. For me, one of my proudest moments of the game was the second quarter drive to tie the game up at 7-7. That was really huge. We had 1:18 on the clock, and right in that moment, from all aspects, I think from coaching, how we manage the clock as coaches, how the players on the field emotionally responded. We talk about responding, overreacting to things within our program. I think they responded very well.
That's 6, baby. Where'd you get that? That's 6.
We had 3 or 4 takeaways rather, in the second half. So those takeaways that we earned in the second half really propelled our offense, gave us the confidence we needed, a shot in the arm that we needed to go on and again put the ball in the end zone and kind of create a little separation, give us a little breathing room. Because when it was 13-7, it was like, man, that's kind of the worst place to be in because you're only up 6, a touchdown, you can lose it. And our guys, as a team, it was a great team win. Our coaches did a phenomenal job. Our players did a phenomenal job bouncing back, taking coaching. So that's the thing that we really kind of pound into their minds, that that wasn't a championship or anything like that. It was a game. It was a big game, but it was a game. And we have 10 more opportunities to get out there and show what we can do.
We are LTU!
Hey guys, I'm here with Alex O'Brien, the recruiting coordinator for Lawrence Tech. So other than recruiting, what else do you do for LTU football?
Oh yeah, other than recruiting, I also serve as our video coordinator as well as our analytics coordinator. So just kind of coordinated our film efforts during practice and during games.
So how many recruits do we have here watching the game with us tonight?
Yeah, we have close to 100 recruits, a lot of guys from all over Michigan, from local Detroit area all the way to the west side, a couple guys from Ohio, Indiana as well. Really excited to have them all here. It's a big event, probably the biggest event that Lawrence Tech football has ever had. I'm just really excited to have all those guys here.
So what really makes Lawrence Tech special? What sells LTU to the athlete?
Yeah, I mean, it's experiences like this, game day atmosphere like this. The crowd really showed out today, the students especially, and and the education too that goes along with it. That combination between education and what we can provide, guys as athletes too, I think is what really makes this place special.
Great, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hey guys, I'm here with Ben Britton. What a big game. How are you feeling right now?
Truly blessed. It was a good team win. We won on all sides of the ball, especially on special teams. That's what we practice a lot, so it was good to see that work out for us in our favor.
So how important was it to start the season off strong?
It was very important. Our motto has been beat Madonna since, honestly, a year and a half ago, and when that game got canceled, it was a lot for us. So being able to play them and actually beat them like we know we needed to, it's amazing, especially under the lights too.
And how are you going to carry this going into next week?
Keep on winning and moving as a team. Just improve off this win. It's a family win.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Hey, Danny B, I love you. Hey, shout out to family, man. Hey, man, it feels good. It's a great team win. I couldn't do it without my teammates. Great block, great execution. LTU, fork up, baby.
This is week 1, week 2. Stay tuned. We in West Virginia. We going to an 8th.
Hey, man, we on to the next one, baby.
You know, we celebrated Saturday night. I know the guys had a lot of fun enjoying that moment, you know, from our parents tailgating, the recruits we had on campus, the atmosphere of the game. But Sunday, we were back in the building, and it was back to business as usual. We moved on to Bluefield State College, which is down in West Virginia. This week is, I would liken it to an extension of camp, almost like we're rewinding, going back into camp mode, because Bluefield State, like you said, they are unknown. They're a brand new program. We don't have film on them. So our research that we've done so far is to look into their staff. You know, where's their staff been? What type of schemes have they coached up in the past? Connecting the two, you know, two new programs, Madonna and Bluefield State, so that there are similarities there, just playing newer programs, although we had some spring film on Madonna, which we have zero film on Bluefield State. I will say this, we expect Bluefield State to be, you know, a very, very well-coached team. Coach Coaxum and his staff, they have great pedigree. You know, you got an offensive staff that's been together at the FCS level. Now they come over to Bluefield State. Defensive coordinator, if I'm not mistaken, he's been at Auburn, you know, like that. So he's got some Power 5 experience as well. So we definitely expect them to be a well-coached bunch. They're young, but they're very, very athletic. They've got, you know, skill positions on the offensive side of the ball that I think they can be very lethal. And they got a few players on defense, defensive end, and cornerback as well defensively that we think are pretty special. So we'll have our hands full. We had a very confident vibe going down. We did know that their athletes posed a big challenge for us. But our young men within the program and coaches, staff alike, we kind of felt like if we do, you know, what we need to do, we could come out with the win. It was a young bunch we were playing against, so they were at us a little bit, you know, pre-game. So I had to kind of get our guys to kind of weather that emotional storm and not, you know, realize that the game is not played before or after the game. It's played, you know, during the game itself. So I believe it was their first offensive drive, and you know, we got the forced fumble by Chris Broughton. He recognized the ball was on the ground, scooped it, and then had green pastures and scored the ball 37 yards out, which was a great play. You know, and the sideline was crazy, of course, but you know, again, I feel like it was my duty to kind of temper those emotions and not to strip that moment of excitement and jubilee from them, but you know, we weren't 5 minutes into the game. So it's a long game ahead of us. I think their next drive, they tied it up with a long bomb down their sideline. Again, great athletes over there, you know, so they did some special things at quarterback. You know, if we were to give him time, he could hurt you. Kudos to our guys on defense and our defensive staff and the things that they kind of put together and the in-game adjustments that had to be made for us to be successful in all phases. But that helped us slow them down a bit and then gave us the opportunity for our offense to make the adjustments we needed to make coming out of the second quarter, going into the second half, which kind of, you know, helped put us over the top. You know, we've kind of prided ourselves when we were super young, when the program just, you know, in its infancy stage, which we're not far from that now, but those freshmen have taken a lot of reps. Those guys who were freshmen in 19, they've taken a lot of reps, they've had a lot of practices, they've experienced a lot in this, you know, year and a half, 2 years. So that helps us right now because I feel like our juniors now are more experienced than the average junior, like that. So now when we get in those situations, I feel that there's more of a calm within the team than what we would have had in the past. So that helps when there's a knotted up game. 2 weeks in a row, we've been knotted up at halftime, you know, and, you know, the cookie could have crumbled in a different way per se. So for us to, you know, settle in, you know, continue to execute, you know, and then just play it one play at a time, I think that shows, and that's hats off to our guys and the experience that they have. And, you know, not that they're the oldest bunch, but I think we are fairly experienced. The mark to me of a great team, a great offense that is an offense that can begin to kind of lean on their opponent a little bit as the game goes on. We had a few miscues here and there. It may have been, you know, front recognition, different keys, things of that nature. But as the game went on, they settled in and kind of saw some of those creases that we may have missed first half, and we really started hitting them in the second half, which was great. I mean, we did some really good things in the run game in the second half of the game. With this week's game being canceled, we were scheduled to play Kentucky Christian University. The game was canceled, and now we've kind of shifted our focus to, again, us. But it'll be a bye week for us, so we've kind of readjusted our practice plans for this week. I think it's a great opportunity for our guys to get healthy, It's the second week of classes as well, so they can kind of dig into some academic things of that nature, get adjusted in our study hall programs, things like that, technique and recruiting. That's going to be really big for us right now. We want to keep in communication with the young men that we are looking to bring on as future Blue Devils. And we want to take the time with our current Blue Devils to make sure that they understand those things that we're expecting of them from a football playing standpoint. And then next week, as of Sunday, we'll kind of turn the calendar and look towards St. Ambrose. Well, we're getting ready for conference play here in the next few weeks, and it's going to be really huge for us to really delve into who we are and not worry about those things that are outside of us, even our opponents. Of course, we're going to respect every opponent we play. We'll fear no one. We'll prepare for everyone. We pride ourselves on our preparation, and then we'll take it from there. We play St. Ambrose from Iowa. St. Ambrose, they are a very good program. Historically, they've been a top 25 program within the NAI. This past spring, I believe they were a top 25 program in the spring. Right now, they're 1-2, but they are, I believe they're much better than what their record shows. Very good tight end play on the offensive side of the ball. They have stout running backs who can really, push the ball down the field for them, kind of driving the ship for them offensively. And then they have a savvy quarterback. He's a sophomore, but he's pretty good as well. Defensively, they have a few guys who do a lot of good things. Have an All-American defensive end who's going to pose quite a few problems for us potentially. And then linebacker core is very good as well. We took the time to get healthy, scale back on some hitting, things of that nature, so that we could just improve our guys' health. Then we also went back to basics from a scheme and technique standpoint. Really want to kind of just dig into who we are, the things that we do, so that we can improve upon those things and then make that like a ground zero for us and a foundational building block from there. We want to be an attacking style team, all three phases. We definitely want to keep our foot to the pedal. We want to play smart and fast football, very aggressive, very physical. We want to impose our will where we can within the scope of the game. And hopefully we can come out with the victory. There's no place like home, On the road is fine, and the bus rides are, it's cool for team bonding, things of that nature, but there's nothing like playing in front of your home crowd. Get an opportunity. We kick off at noon here on Saturday, so we are all looking forward to being home and playing in Bluefield Stadium. We had great expectations going into the game. The guys were very, very hungry to kind of get back at it. We wanted to go out and just execute on the field. We knew that we had a very good opponent coming in, someone we had great respect for, and kind of an established program. So we needed to do those things that what we needed to do to win the game. I think that our play action pass game worked. Getting the ball to our tight ends always brings a good success to our offense there. Defensively, we had to make a few adjustments to their run game to kind of slow that down. I think we did a great job with that. So some of our blitz packages really helped in some of the third and fourth down conversion attempts that they had. We came up and made some huge plays there. And of course, takeaways are always helpful to the team. Calls that may have happened in the first half, that kind of took me for a loop here and there. But for the most part, the ebbs and flows of the first half, we have to get out of that. We've got to kind of move to a point where we can establish ourselves a little bit earlier in the game. We are making some great plays during the first half of the game, but just from all three phases, kind of the cohesiveness, we got to bring that together a little better before halftime. We got down on the goal line, called a quarterback sneak. I thought that he was in. We all thought that he was in. And when the final decision was made, the refs put us on the half-yard line. And we ran out of time, so that was very, very disheartening. It was a huge point in the game. I knew going into the half that I needed to make sure we rallied our troops, make sure we didn't allow that play or that decision on the goal line to lose the game per se for us. Our coaches are making great in-game and halftime adjustments. Our men in the program are responding to those things. And I will say this, the vibe that I get, not one game thus far have we gone to the half and I've gotten the vibe that, oh, woe is me, or we're down, we can't. It's an eagerness to get out and go finish this game and go fight all the way to the end. So I have great respect for our guys and that mindset that we approach things with. Well, we always have a plan going in that we want to get the ball in our playmakers' hands. And some things within the game, you know, play calls, the flow of offense, it's a rhythm, it's a feel, who has a hot hand, depending upon the schemes that we're facing defensively. All those things kind of play into how things unfold. But we're just blessed that we have multiple guys who can make plays for us in times of need. And that's a huge thing to have right there, an asset and a resource for us to have, that and we're not locked in on just one guy to make a play. You know, our guys they're eager and they're chomping at the bit for every next opportunity. You know, so we have a 1-0 per week mindset. We're not looking ahead, we're not looking behind. You know, the things that we need to do for that opponent, that's what we're setting out to do, so we can, you know, kind of keep the streak going. But most importantly, you know, we're focused on us. And we know those things. We've got tons of things we need to improve upon, and we're working on daily. We are really driving home the finite details of the game. You know, little things from penalties. They've hurt us a little bit in these 3 games. You know, miscues here and there. Those things, we just want to kind of close the gap on those things, because we understand as our schedule grows and we move forward, you know, deeper into our schedule, that margin of error is going to be, you know, slimmer and slimmer each week.
Another touchdown. Jaden, that was incredible. Tell us, how do you feel right now sitting in the big chair?
It's a slow game coming up to this point. You just got to keep making plays. This game's not over, not near over. We're still down, so just stay locked in, that's all.
You're getting us there, though. We needed that touchdown. Now we're only 3 points down. How do you think the rest of the game is going to turn out?
This is the start of something, man. We as a team, we know how to fight back, so this is our time.
#1 just got the first touchdown of the game. How do you feel?
I feel great, man. Our team playing great right now. Good intensity, and we just got to keep it going and finish it off so we can finish the game.
Absolutely. We're looking forward to seeing the streak continue. Are you?
Of course, man. We got to try to get 4-0 right now. We're looking great, but we're trying to stay humble and just keep our head down and keep pushing.
All right. Well, keep playing good out there. You did amazing. He's here with me, #3, and if you watch the game back, you can see this number flying up and down the field the entire time. Tell me, how do you feel right now?
Oh man, it's a great team win. You know, it's not about me, it's about us. You know what I'm saying? It's a great team win. A lot of guys, a lot of people around the world that counted us out. So it just feels awesome though to get this win. Great team win though, fork up, baby, fork up.
So what do you think that your team did so well in this game that took you guys to beat the Fighting Beasts?
I just think it's just finishing. We all we need. That's what we tell, like in the locker room. Everybody, it's not no pointing fingers. It's not no, it's your fault. It's your fault. It's always next play. So You know, I love our room. I love our guys. I love our coaching staff. I love our training staff. You know, just y'all be on the lookout. We coming for sure. Sure. Shout out them Jack boys too, you know.
All right, we love it. Congratulations to the whole team. You've got so many. Yeah! I'm Candace Burns, and with me now I have Marco Matovsky. He's actually on the LTU soccer team. He's our starting goalie until he got injured, and now he's been called in to be one of the kickers for Lawrence Tech football. Tell me a little bit about what you do for the team.
I specialize in range and kickoff, and I feel like I bring a couple aspects to the game that maybe we didn't have before, and I'm just excited to get to it. It's been a couple years since I played, and I'm just ready to play.
Right, so Marco, you're a dual athlete on two teams that are doing really well right now. How are you keeping up with it?
It's definitely hard to cope with, but I got to bring my 100% to both practices because nothing outweighs the other, and I'm blessed that my soccer coach gave me the opportunity and the football coach gave me the opportunity to play both sports. I was honestly sleeping one day, and our coach texted in the group chat saying they need a backup kicker, and I haven't played the sport in a long time, and I want to really get back out here and do what I love again.
It'll be Marco Matovsky for his first field goal attempt of the season. He'll be 35 yards from the far hash mark with the wind at his back and the goalpost to our left. The Trojans almost got there for the block, but Matovsky slices it through from 35 yards, and it's a 31-3. Lawrence Tech lead with 10:41 remaining here in the fourth.
We play Taylor University this Saturday, October the 9th. We kick off at 1 p.m. They are located in Upland, Indiana, and they are also a member of the Mid-States Football Association. Taylor presents a unique challenge for us. They run an option-style offense, which makes us definitely play assignment football. They're very sound in their scheme and their execution of their schemes. They have a very stout defense. Their front seven are very strong, so we've got to get our ground game going early and often. So we've been definitely working on our techniques. And a special moment for me, kind of going back. I have roots there at Taylor University, phenomenal place. I have great respect for Taylor as a university. I have great respect for their football program, and of course, Coach Mingo. It will be emotional. I've already received quite a few phone calls from some of my former players who are now alums who will be back to kind of watch the game and root on their squad. And at the same time, it is definitely a business trip, so we want to do the things we need to do to come out with the victory. It was an unexpected cancellation of a game on a late Thursday night before we were heading over to Chicago to play Roosevelt a couple weeks ago. So this upcoming Saturday to the day will be 3 weeks since we played a game. We have definitely taken the time to get healthy. That's been a priority. Get our guys' bodies back fresh and ready for this back end stretch of the season. At the same time, a heavy concern for myself is that we do not come out flat. We don't come out, quote unquote, rusty. So we have been really high octane starting this morning's practice. I think we've been a very creative team. I think we have created big plays, explosive plays in all three phases. Special teams wise, we've had some great returns. Defensively, we've created turnovers throughout the season. And then offensively, we've consistently made explosive plays, to put the ball in the end zone and put us in scoring position. So those things we want to build upon and definitely continue those in those areas. Things that we want to minimize is we've been penalized. It's kind of, to me, the mark of a younger team. And we also want to minimize negative plays for our offense. And then defensively, at the same token that we have created plays, we've also given up some explosive plays. So we're definitely looking to minimize and rectify that as well.
We're ready to go here on a homecoming Saturday from Upland, Indiana. We're glad you're with us, and our game is underway. Here for Lawrence Tech, 4th down and 2. They're at the Taylor 39. They need to get to the 37. Kolka pushes the pile forward. He's going to squirt through, and now he's home free for a 39-yard touchdown run, and Lawrence Tech strikes first on a 39-yard carry by Kolka to the house. Brattain moves in motion. Kolka looks that way. Brattain comes in. Somehow Kolka threads it through 2 Taylor defenders, and Brattain falls into the end zone. Touchdown pass for Kolka as he was 5 for 5 on the drive, and Lawrence Tech now leads 13-3 with 8 seconds remaining in the first half. And 2 backs on either side as Kolka drops under center. Jumbo set. Kolka moves forward, and the pile will move, and it's a 1-yard touchdown for Kolka as the signal comes in from the near side. It's a 20-3 Lawrence Tech lead with 8:37 remaining here in the third quarter. For Kolkin, the Lawrence Tech offense, who has dominated things today. Play action, throws across middle, wide open, C.J. Thompson, and he beats the Taylor defense in for the touchdown. And it's 27-3 Lawrence Tech on the C.J. Thompson touchdown reception. It'll be Marco Matovsky for his first field goal attempt of the season. It'll be 35 yards from the far hash mark with the wind at his back. And the goalpost to our left. The Trojans almost got there for the block, but Matovsky slices it through from 35 yards, and it's a 31-3. Lawrence Tech lead with 10:41 remaining here in the fourth. And Lawrence Tech runs away with this one today. They win by a final of 31-3. They improve to 6-0 on the year. The Trojans fall to 1-4.
First half, we were on a mission to start fast. We were successful our first opening drive, but to come out and have a 96-yard drive, I think that was a very commanding statement in the game there. Shortly thereafter, they hit us on a reverse. They hit us for about 40 yards or so, got down to the 1-yard line, and our defense had an amazing stop there, and I think that really, put our stamp, I say, on the game there. And then we continued to kind of persevere and push through that first half. We're going into the half up for the first time all season. 14-3, I think, was really big for us. Second half, we did get rolling with a few things. I think throughout the entire game, we drove the ball very well and controlled the ball well. We didn't turn the ball over. We made some great plays throughout the game. In the second half, things were clicking. Momentum was rolling. And I love the execution of our guys on offense in that second half, and it really kind of opened up that gap to give us a little cushion. It allowed us to put some more younger guys on the field as well, so that was pretty cool to see. So we play Indiana Wesleyan University. They are also a member of the Mid-States Football Association. They play in Marion, Indiana. We will play them on Saturday at 1 p.m. I believe it's their homecoming, so we're looking forward to going down and being on the field against them. Indiana Wesleyan, they're ranked, I believe, number 10 in the country right now. They've had 2 very good wins on their schedule this season thus far, and they've earned that ranking. I love our guys. We have a very confident group right now. I would say that even before season started, they know the work that we've all put in, over this past year or so to get to this point, and some of our labor is paying off. And we've seen that, in our schedule, or our record rather, so far. But at the same time, we're very humble and very hungry. And, this is not our end game here. What we've done thus far is not our end game. This weekend is not our end game. We have greater plans for this, what's at hand. At the same time, we are ultra focused on what we need to do this week and our opponent in Indiana Wesleyan. And I'm going down and doing our best to secure a win. We play Concordia University of Ann Arbor. They are also a Mid-States Football Association member. We kick off Saturday at noon. It will be our final home game of the season. We'll be honoring our seniors on that day as well. Week in, week out, we're pretty much playing that same caliber opponent, at least. And even if they're not, our opponent is not the caliber that Concordia is this season, their programs are that caliber program. So we kind of do the same thing we do every week. We want to approach a week with kind of that same even keel mindset as we approach. We have great respect for the opponent because they are a stellar program. They've been to the national playoffs, I believe, 4 years in a row. They are the reigning conference champions, so we do have a daunting task ahead of us. I think one of the things that stands out about Concordia in relation to maybe any other opponent we faced or will face is the level of energy that they approach a game with. I mean, they are hard-nosed program. So they play from whistle to whistle. So they can be up 50 or down 50, and they're going to play all the way until it's all 3 zeros on the clock like that. So that's something that we need to match and exceed, is that energy. Number one, we have to execute everything that we teach and preach every single day. Defensively stopping the run, offensively establishing the run, defensively taking the ball away, offensively minimizing turnovers. Those areas are very, very key. Special teams portion of the game, we have to control the field position. I think it's been a month and a half since we played at home now. So, a little home cooking never hurts. And it'll be, like I said, an exciting day for our program. This will be our first ever senior day. So we're very, very proud and happy about that. We want to send our seniors off on a high note. It was maybe like a microcosm of our entire season thus far. You know, we start off a little slower, you know, from a scoring standpoint early in the game, and then we kind of find our groove later. The thing is, just a better opponent, I would say. We put together a 98-yard drive, which was awesome. Offense really kind of found its groove in that drive. Stake-free football there. We took what the defense gave us and had some explosive plays and connected on a few different things there, so that was very positive. Defensively, we kind of found our groove here and there throughout some pockets. We had some 3-and-outs. And then also special teams. Outside of the penalties, we had a phenomenal game special teams-wise. I mean, I think in all 4 phases of special teams, we did very well. I think I can say proudly that we had the edge in those areas as well. Due to our depth and some of the younger guys we needed to play due to some of the health situation we've been going through over the last few weeks, we had some bonus assignments here and there, which we don't normally have. We forced the ball to come out three times, but we did not recover any of those, and yet we turned the ball over 3 times. And normally, although we have turned the ball over here and there throughout the season, but our defense and special teams have been really good in creating takeaways like that, and the ball didn't bounce our way Saturday. But I think looking back, as you kind of take a step back and look at it, I'm very, very proud of our team. I'm proud of the way we fought. I believe that in years past, we may have kind of fizzled out the latter part in the game and allowed more points on the board or whatever the case may be, but we were close with about a 4 or 5 minute mark in the game. Had we got an onside kick here, we could have potentially, added a few more points to the board and kind of see where the ball how it would have rolled at that point.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we would like to honor our seniors as they prepare to play their last game at Blue Devil Stadium.
I think that this past Saturday was a great day for our program and our department as well. It's the first senior day that our football program has had. I have great admiration and respect for our seniors, the things that they've gone through with being a part of a startup program. There's a lot of bumps and bruises that you go through, and a huge commitment that you make when you have opportunities to play at multiple schools and you say, you know what, I want to be a part and be a member of the first or the foundation of something. I can see the vision that university's thought towards playing football. So, and there's a handful of those guys who are part of what's called our first 45. Those are the individuals who came in with their initial group when they had their first recruiting class. And it was 45 individuals who came in and who signed and entered the school first. And out of that first 45, there's less than 10 that remain. So those guys, I really take my hat off to them as well for what they've endured and kind of stuck out, and they'll be walking across the stage here soon. So that's really exciting. As it relates to our alternate uniforms that we'll be unveiling this upcoming week, I think that our guys will be very excited about it. It's a new color within our scheme, new look, a fresh look. We started the season off with our new look helmets. This year we went from the royal blue helmets to the white helmets, and then we were waiting for our alternate uniforms to come in to give us a spark. As they say, the saying goes, you look good, you feel good, you play good. So we're looking to kind of bring that out for the guys. I think they'll be pretty excited. Under Armour worked with us pretty well to design our new uniforms. It's an all-gray uniform with blue accents, with Lawrence Tech across the chest instead of just our logo, so we wanted to change it up a little bit. As we head back to Indiana, we'll be going to Marion, Indiana, so we plan on unveiling them when we go and play Indiana Wesleyan. We have a very stout opponent that we'll be facing this weekend in St. Francis. A historically great program, but we know that in order for us to go in and compete and to try to go get a win, we need to be great at what we do. So we're really focused on us and getting back to the basics. To the guys' credit, I think we had one of our best practices of the season this morning. It was amazing. The energy that we brought, the focus, the attention to detail that we had. So I was really proud of the guys to respond to what we went through this past weekend. We want to position ourselves the best we can for the outside shot of any postseason play if possible, but we definitely do want to finish the season as strong as possible so they can springboard us into our off season. I think what we've accomplished thus far has been fantastic, comparatively speaking to where we come from, in 2019 through today. So we're very pleased with where we are. Of course, we want more, and we want to finish strong and win out. We want to be 1-0 this week. So we have to minimize penalties. I think we can kind of put that out of the way and then minimize turnovers. I think we'll be right where we want to be come the fourth quarter on Saturday. Their energy was up all game. Even when we were down to 14 points, they didn't waver at all. Sideline, we kind of talked about some things coming into the week about being initiators and not waiting on the game to come to us, actually going out and attack it. That's from the sideline and in the field of play itself. So our guys on the sideline, they were pumped. Our run game popped off early in the first quarter, which, as you know, we've discussed before, has been kind of churning and building throughout the per game, latter parts of the game. Our running backs saw the lanes, they hit it, so that was very promising there. That was our first thing there. And Jalen Wallace, he really turned it up for us this past weekend as well. I think that definitely represented him being in the right place at the right time and being ready to make a play, you know, because the deflected ball is tough to catch with the trajectory and the route he was running, so on and so on. And for him to catch it, had a wherewithal to turn and get upfield, beat that first tackle, and outrun the defenders was very, very special for us. Defense, they rose up to get a huge fourth down stop midfield. And although they may have converted, but we forced a fumble out of that play right there, so that was really big for us there. And, you know, because there was a back and forth, at one point in the game we were down by 1 point, I think it was 21-20, and we had to definitely get back on the board. And with that, we also had to get a 2-point conversion to make it a 7-point game. So it was a game that had, in my opinion, had a lot of different scenarios that made us, you know, as coaches and players alike, be smart as related to situational football. Our coverage teams did a great job. You know, normally it's our return teams who really spark things for us, but Matthew Plaga, he had a great game for us in special teams. I mean, he came downfield like a madman and he blew up some guys. I mean, one play, he knocked the blocker into the ball carrier, so basically tackled 2 people at one time. So I would not say it was not an easy game. You know, it was a fun game. Our guys did a great job, but it was very intense throughout the game. But I did feel comfortable and confident that our guys would kind of prevail and make the plays we needed to make down the stretch to pull out the victory. Yeah, so we're heading down to Indianapolis, Indiana. We'll be playing Marion University. They are another member of the Mid-States Football Association on the east side of our conference. So they're a conference foe for us. They are currently number 9 in the country. Very, very great program. They've won multiple national championships, kind of like St. Francis has in the past. Our mission, as it is every week, is to go down and be 1-0. It'll be a daunting task. As I said, a great program. I look forward to be a very, very hard-fought game. We need to be focused. We need to fight all game. And we need to finish. And we also need to have just fanatical effort. So in those areas, I think that's something that's very, very key. So that's going to be the first thing. You know, we need to A, protect the football. B, we need to rush the football. We need to stop their running game. They have a very strong running game. It could be the birth of a postseason. You know, so that's what's really huge for us. You know, we talked about it the first day of camp. I told my guys, I said, listen, guys, you know, we have a few goals that are set in front of us. We wanted to A, just have a winning record. That was the initial goal there. Then we wanted to compete for our conference, you know, be in that conversation. And then if we could do those 2 things, we wanted to be in a conversation for playoffs. You know, that was a huge goal for us. And of course, every year you want to win a national championship, but there's steps that it takes to get to that level. If we win this game, there's a chance that on Selection Sunday that we might be in. It could be our last game. You know, it could be the last game for our seniors. And also at the same time, you know, it could be the inception of the postseason for us. And it'll be the first time in our program's history. We're excited for the task at hand, and we're looking forward to this weekend. Saturday was a tough game for us. As I've mentioned before, we faced a very, very good opponent in Marion University. They are the number 8 team in the country. I think that our depth and age kind of showed up in this game, but hats off to them on being a great opponent for us. Going into the second quarter, we were down 14-7. We did have another opportunity to kind of put the ball in the end zone, down deep into the red zone, and that didn't happen. So at that point, you know, that concerned me, just knowing the caliber opponent that we faced. Our mistakes that we made, they came back to bite us. You know, our league is unforgiving. I tell our guys all the time, you know, the mistakes that we make, within our league, we will pay for them, and that's what happened on Saturday. I look at this season as a great success for our program and our university. Being a young program, having our first senior class this year, and to have a winning record is a great feat, I believe, especially coming from a 1-9 record in 19 and 0-2 this past spring due to the COVID year. So to finish up 7-4, I think was great for our program. We knocked out a lot of barriers and a lot of goals that we were shooting for this year. We wanted to be competitive all season. We wanted to, have a winning record. We wanted to be in the conversation for playoffs, have an opportunity to get to the postseason as well. And then just all the individual accomplishments that our players made on the field, I think that was great as well. So did we fall short of our ultimate goal? Yes. But did we? I think we built a great stepping stone for our program, which will propel us into 2022, which I'm super excited about. We are pleased with the improvements that we've made, but we are extremely hungry to get more. And we had greater goals than what we got accomplished this year. But I think it was great for us to be in the conference that we're in within the Mid-States and to play the 3 games that we lost on the field. Those games kind of showed us it was a good litmus test for us to kind of see where we stand and what improvements we need to make in the off season so that we can readily compete with those teams next year.